Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya, Radha Madhav Jaya, Radha Madhav Jaya, Radha Madhav. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Padmai ki, Shri Shri Gontai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Jnanat Mandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chaksuran Militam Yena Tasmi Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishwapadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pacharya Desatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Satma Bandamaye Savadana Mate Chahara Prasade Bhai He Baba Toriya Jan Krishna Prapti Hoye Jahan Hote Krishna Prapti Hoye Jahan Hote. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for second day class on Journey of the Soul of the Dead from Garuda Purana. First of all, thanks to Prabhupada for his mercy. Because his mercy, I could be here to speak on the second part of this title. Okay, to continue, in Garuda Purana, it is mentioned there are 12 witnesses to our activities. Sachi. There are 12 witnesses. Whatever we are doing, there are 12 people are watching. They are recording whatever we are doing. First is the sun. Sun is a witness to what we are doing. Correct? We cannot escape sun. Second is moon. Moon is the witness, one of the 12 witnesses. Okay? And third is fire. Fire is a witness. And fourth is wind. Wind is one of the witnesses. Sky, earth, water, heart, Yabaraj, day and night, and 2 twilights. Das and down, and Jassis, Dharmaraj. These 12 peoples, according to Garuda Purana, are the 12 witnesses to all our activities. Okay? So we can't escape. Whatever we are doing, everything will be recorded, okay, by them. Twelve witnesses of our acts. A wonderful story in the pastime of Lord Buddha. Okay. Once Lord Buddha came to one village and he was spending some time in that village. One day a lady with a dead son came running and approached Lord Buddha. Her name was Kisa Gotami. This actual story happened in the life of Lord Buddha. And her name was Kisa Gotami. Her only child died of some disease. She got nobody. And she was carrying the body of her dead son and came to Lord Buddha. Oh my Lord, please help me. This is my only son. I love him so much. Will you please bring his life back? He is dead. Please, I heard you have great power. You can bring back the life of a dead person. So please help me. Please bring back the life of my dead son. Lord Buddha became pity of the lady of Kisagotami. And Lord Buddha said, okay, I will bring the life of your son back. But with one condition. The condition is, you must bring me some mustard seeds. And I'll bring the life of your son back. And Kisagotami was very happy. He was very happy because Lord Buddha could bring back the life of a son. And she was ready to go to bring the mustard seed. At that point, Lord Buddha stopped her and said, sorry, there's one more condition. You must only take the mustard seed in the house where there's no death happened before. Okay? You must only bring the mustard seed from the house where no death happened before. That's her second condition. She was very happy and she ran to the village. She went to the first house. She told the story and she said, you have some mustard seed? Yeah, I have. Oh, wait, sir. There's one more condition. Was there any death happening in your house? Oh, sorry. Yeah, only last year my father passed away. Oh, then I can collect mustard seed from your house. Then she ran to the second house. And she told the same story. And the second house said, oh yeah, only 3 months ago my mother passed away. And she went to every houses in the village. Somehow, some kind of a death happened in every houses. And Kisagotami couldn't get the mustard seed wanted by Lord Buddha. And she came back to Lord Buddha, very sad, tears in her eyes. And she fell down at her feet and said, oh my Lord, I tried to get mustard seed from the houses where no death happened, like you said, but I couldn't. Because every houses, there is some kind of a death happen. Thank you, Prabhu. Some kind of death happened. Then Lord Buddha looked at Kisagotami and Lord Buddha said, if there's a death in every houses, why not death in your house? Lord Buddha asked her, if death happened in every houses, why not in your house? That's a turning point in the life of Kisagotami. And Lord Buddha went and preached to her about life and death, about cycle of birth and death, how this life is temporary, that everybody who take birth will die one day according to karma. And Kisagotami became an ardent disciple of Lord Buddha after that. Okay. So all of us should know that death is inevitable. The moment we take birth in this world, death is certain. It's a matter of time. According to karma, yesterday we spoke about 5 rhythm at the time of birth. Our lifespan is 1 week. Everybody have a lifespan written. Okay? It's written. So the expert people can see your life. Okay? He can see everything is here. Okay? In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 227, Lord Buddha nicely said, can anybody read? Okay, let everybody read a translation. Jatacha hi dhruvo mrityo dhruvam janma marta shacha tasman apariharyariti nvatam sochitam arhasi.
Prabhu, who has taken his birth is sure to die. And after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, it is unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament.
Yes. Dhira satrana muyate. Yesterday we saw the verse 230 in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Dhira satrana muyate. A sober person is not bewildered by death. And this another point Krishna said, don't be disturbed. Because death is inevitable. The moment we take birth, death is certain. The soul has to continue its journey. Correct? So Krishna said, Arjuna, you don't worry, you do your job, you do your work, your dharma. Because Arjuna was a Kshatriya, he has to fight for dharma. But he is crying, I don't want to fight Krishna. Krishna said, that's it, inevitable. Do your dharma. So it's very important in our life now. Whenever there is a difficulty in our life, shortcoming, we should not be disturbed. It's our karma. Okay, we have to continue. Our objective, our goal to go back home to God. That is our goal. All of us. That is our ultimate goal, to go back home. Correct? So all of us should be clear about that. Let me tell you a story, a wonderful story of Nachiketa from Katha Upanishad. Okay? Nachiketa is a small Brahmana boy. One day, his father, Vaisharavas, he performed a yagya which is called Visvajit Yagya. This Visvajit Yagya, at the end of the yagya, you have to donate all your properties. That is Visvajit Yagya. Nobody will do in Kali Yuga. Yeah, you have to donate all your properties to Brahmana, to poor people. So after the yagya completed, Vaisharavas, he donated only the old cows. Only those cows who stopped producing milk to the Brahmanas. And he gave away all his second-hand, old properties to all that, So his son Nachiketa was watching. His son Nachiketa was watching. Then his son Nachiketa approached his father. And he asked, Father, according to the rules of this yagya, you have to give out dana, all properties, your good properties, good cows. But I see, Father, you are giving out old cows which are not producing milk. So it is not fair. Then his father kept quiet, didn't say anything. And then Nachiketa asked his father, Father, I am also one of your properties. So to whom you want to give me as a dana? To whom you want to give me as donation? He asked his father. So his father became angry and said, I want to give you donation to Yamaraj. Go. I want to give you away to Yamaraj. In anger, his father said, okay, Father, following the instructions, Nachiketa heads to Yamalaka. Can you imagine, a young boy has such a power, yogi power, he could travel to Yamaloka in his body. And Nachiketa went to Yamaloka. And he went to the palace of Yamaraj. He saw the guards were standing there. So the guards were surprised. Hey, how come a mortal person came all the way from the earth? Oh son, who you want to see? Oh, I want to meet the great Yamaraj. Oh, the king is not in his palace, he went out. You have to wait for him. And Nachiketa waited for 3 days without sleeping, without eating, without drinking, without resting. He was waiting for Yamaraj for 3 days, 3 nights. And after 3 days, Yamaraj returned back. And Yamaraj was surprised to see the boy waiting for him. And Yamaraj became very happy with him. And Yamaraj said, okay, since you waited for me for 3 days, I'll give you 3 boons. You can ask whatever you want. And Nachiketa asked first boon. Nachiketa said, my father, when I left home, he was very angry. So my first boon, please pacify my father. that. And Yamaraj said, okay, I'll grant you that wish. And then, what's your second wish? Nachiketa said, I heard there's a way to go to heaven. Teach me the way, how to go to heaven. Okay, Yamaraj granted that wish. And what's your third wish? And Nachiketa asked, I heard there's a life after death. What will happen? Where will you go? What's the secret to go back to God? Nachiketa will ask that question. Yamaraj said, oh, no. You cannot ask that question. There is a very secret. Okay, it's very secret. You can ask other things. Please ask, you want a beautiful wife, you want a kingdom, and all that I'll give you. But don't ask this. It's a very secret. Nachiketa said, no, I don't want anything else. I want to know the truth. And finally, looking at the determination of Nachiketa, Yamaraj will grant the third wish, that he will explain the truth to go back home to God, the life of death. That is what you all listening. That is what written in Bhagavad Gita, the secret. So please read Bhagavad Gita, because the message in Bhagavad Gita is supposed to be secret. Correct? Raja Vidya Raja Guyam, Pavitam Ira Uttamam. Raja Vidya Raja Guyam is the king of all knowledge and secret, more secrets of all the secrets, correct? So the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is secret, no? So by the mercy of Prabhupada, he gave the knowledge. That is the knowledge Yamaraj will speak to Nachiketa. In Garuda Purana, it is mentioned, in the last moment, O Taksha means Garuda, a divine vision arises, all the world appears as one. See, the dead person at the final moment, he won't see anything. He won't see his father, mother, wife, he will not see. He will see all one. I don't know how is it, but all one. You can't see individual objects. It is mentioned Ethiopia is one. That is where Yamadutta will come. And he does not attempt to say anything. You can't see anything. Everything will be finished. Your last moment, you will see everything one. That is where you will see Yamadutta will come. When the breath is leaving its place, the moment of dying seems an age. The pain, and the pain like the stinging of 100 scorpion is experienced. So painful death. Sometimes we see some people will be peaceful. It's a very peaceful death, some people say it's a very peaceful death, He died in his sleep, very peaceful. We will say that, but we do not know what kind of experience, pain he is going through, because it mentioned here, you will feel the pain of stinging of hundreds of scorpions. Can you imagine? Even one scorpion we can't tolerate. This is 100. It is mentioned here. There's a wonderful story. There was one mendicant. He wanted to he was performing yatra, visiting some pilgrimage places. So once he reached a village, it was at the night time. So he decided to take rest in front of the house, so that tomorrow I'll continue my journey. Those days, the king, you know what they will do? They will go in disguise. And they wander the kingdom, to explore the kingdom. They'll be in the disguise, the king. They used to do that those days. Nowadays we don't see the king do that. So the king of the kingdom in disguise, he was exploring, and he came in front of this house. He saw one man was sleeping. Then the king thought, oh, this man must be the thief. He came to steal in this house. Let me check. Then the king woke him up. Hey, who are you? What are you doing here at this time? The guy doesn't know. He didn't know that this was the king. And the Brahmana said, oh no sir, I was going for pilgrimage, so I felt tired, so I decided to take some rest, so that tomorrow I can continue my journey. You sure? You are mendicant, you are Brahmana? The king asked. Yes sir, I am a Brahmana. Okay, if you are really a Brahmana, recite one Sanskrit verse. Because Brahmana usually is the expert in Sanskrit. You recite one verse in Sanskrit, let me see whether you are true Brahmana. So the man recited a verse from Garuda Purana. And then the king asked, okay, give me the meaning of the verse. The meaning of the verse is, whatever we need in the time of winter must be earned in summer. Whatever we need at the night must be earned during daytime. And whatever we need at the old age must be earned at a young age. And whatever we need after life must be earned in this life. That's the meaning of that Sanskrit verse. So the king was satisfied. Okay, I believe you are Brahmana. Go back and sleep, And the king left to his palace. On the way to the palace, the king recalled the verse. And the king recalled the meaning of the verse. Whatever we need in winter must be earned in the summer. So the king, okay, I have earned, no problem. The second one, whatever we need in night must be in daytime. Okay, that one also I have. I'm not worrying about my night time. Whatever you need at the old age must be earned at a young age. Oh, that was no problem. I have enough to retire. Then the king recalled the last word. Whatever we need after life must be earned in this life. And the king was wondering what he means. When the king reached back his palace, he called his Brahmana. He told the story and then he told this verse. I understand first three sentences, but the last sentence I don't understand. What do you mean? Whatever we need in afterlife must be earned in this life. And the Brahmana explained the meaning. Okay, they explained. Life after death, the journey, the punya, all that will carry with us. So, whatever punya, bhakti must be earned in this life. That's the meaning, correct? So all of us are here, we are earning in this life or the next life, we are earning now, correct? We are doing what the fourth sentence. By the mercy of Prabhupada, all of us are earning. We have to earn ourselves. Don't depend on your son, your children to do. You have to earn yourself. That's the meaning of this sentence. In Srimad Bhagavatam 7-35 purport, Srila Prabhupada said, according to the Vedic system, if a person dies during daytime, it is customary for his funeral ceremony to be performed before the sun sets. Okay? Regardless of whether he is burned or buried. And if he dies at night, the funeral must be completed before the next sunrise. This is the ideal such situation. Of course, at this age, hardly people follow this. Oh, my son is studying in US, he has to take 1 week to come back for the funeral. So the body will be lying there for 1 week. Because waiting for the sun to come back, right? But the Veda says, this is the ideal situation. So I give an analogy, this analogy in Malaysia, because Malaysia, sunrise at 7:05. If a person die early in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock midnight, 1 o'clock, he has to be cremated before sunrise. That means in Malaysia, here in India what time? sunrise? 6:15. Yeah. So before that you have to cremate. That's what Bhagavatam says. If the person die in the afternoon or evening, he has to be cremated before sunset. So that is the ideal situation mentioned in Bhagavatam. Okay? Because of course, difficult in our situation, we have bodies 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, then we cremate. But please understand, the Yamadutas will never wait for your convenience. Oh, his son is coming 3 days, then I'll come and take. No, they will never wait then. They have their own clock, their system. They follow it, that's all. Whether you cremate the day or 2 days, 1 week, they don't care. The moment you die, they'll come. And 48, 13 days bring you. That's it. Correct? First 10 days you must offer pinda. They have to eat. Remember yesterday we saw 4 portions. 1/4 will be eaten by Yamaduta. That's the food they have to eat. They don't bring, I have to bring some food, drink water. My wife has to pack something for me. No such thing. They have to eat that. For the 10 days they have to eat. If we don't offer, they also will hunger. They will beat the person. Chastise the person because there's no food. So they follow their system. They don't follow our system. Okay, our convenience. The distance between sun and earth is 149 million. The distance between earth and moon is 384 lakhs. And distance between earth and Yamaloka is 1.118 million kilometer. Okay, below earth, 1.118 million kilometer. That's why our Yamaloka. Okay, it's not far. It's nearer than sun. In Srimad Bhagavatam 5:24 summary it is mentioned, below this planet is the earth and 70,000 yojanas below earth is the lower planetary system. So here when it is mentioned earth, it is not our earth, The earth here refers to Bhumandala, the 7th planetary system, okay? Our earth is just tiny within the millions of earth within Bhumandala. So your earth referred to Bhumandala, not our earth. Okay, you can see Bhumandala. So below Bhumandala, 70k yojana is Atala, and below 70k Atala is Vitala, and below 70k is Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rastala, Patala. Every planetary system is below by 70k yojanas. Okay? And this is how the lower planetary system look like. There is no separate universe for Atala, Sutala, It's all in one piece of land. You can see one piece of land. Correct? It's like a sandwich. Different layer. Correct? You can see. This is how the lower planetary system look. And those living entities live inside the land. So they can't see sun. Those people, they can't see sun. They don't receive sun like us. Because we are living on the surface of the planet. They are living inside. So how they get light? By the Naga have a diamond which gives a light. That's how they lighten up their world. Okay, it's mentioned in Bhagavatam. Okay. In Garuda Purana it is mentioned there are 8,400,000 species of life. Out of the 8,400,000 species of life, 900,000 are species in the water. And 2 million are non-moving living entities like plants, trees. And 1.1 million are insects and reptiles. 1 million are birds. 3 million are mammals, those four-legged animals. And 400,000 are only human species. Can you? So human species only 5% of all the living entities. So to get the form of a human is a very rare. Can you imagine? Only 5%. So it's very rare to get the body of a human. So that is why probably we have went through all 8,400,000 species of life. Finally we came to the form of human. So we should not waste the life of a human because it's a very rare. Yesterday we learned on the 13th day, Yamaduta will come and take the preta towards Yamaloka. Journey is 1 year. In the 1 year journey, the preta will go through 16 cities. Okay? Will go through 16 cities. These 16 cities is within the 7 lower planetary system. I showed you just now. So the 16 city is located within the 7 planetary system before Yamaloka. And yesterday we saw that the preta on the 18th day will reach the first city, Yamyapuri. Correct? We saw that on the 18th day, the soul, the preta will reach Yamyapuri, the first city. The first 70 days, the preta will travel at the speed of wind. Remember, we saw that. At the speed of wind. That's why the preta can travel 1 by 1 million kilometers to Yamaloka within 1 year. Right? Because it traveled with the speed of wind. When the soul, the preta, reach the 8th city, which is called Vichitra Bhavana, between Vichitra Bhavana and the 9th city, which is called Bhavapada, there is one river. And that river is called Vaitarani River. And Vaitarani River is one of the 8.4 million hells. It is considered also hell, one of the 8.4 million hells. Vaitarani River. In the midst of the way flows a terribly horrible Vaitarani River, which when seen inspires misery, of which even an account aroused fear. He created fear. Such a river. It is mentioned in Garuda Purana. Extending 100 yojanas. The width of the river is 100 yojanas, 1,300 kilometers. Can you imagine? The width is not the length. The width of Vaitarani River is 1,300 kilometers. You can't see the other side. It's like an ocean. The width itself is 1,300 kilometers. Can you imagine? So it's like an ocean, the width. A flow of pus. The river is not made of water. It's made of pus, blood, impassable with heaps of bone on the bank with mud of flesh and blood. That's what this Vaitarani is made of. Unfordable, impassable for the sinful. Obstructed with hairy mouths filled with huge crocodiles and crowded with hundreds of dreadful birds. That's Vaitarani River. Hearing that is so scary. Right? Filled with porpoises, with crocodiles, with leeches, fishes and turtles, and with other flesh-eating water animals, very sinful people fallen into the flood cry, "Oh brother, oh son, oh father," again and again wailing. That's why the preta will cry, "Oh my wife, my son, my husband," will cry. This is Vaitarani River. Hungry and thirsty, the sinful drink the blood. The preta forced to drink the blood of Vaitarani because there's no water. It is said that the river flowing with blood, carrying much foam, very dreadful, with powerful roaring, difficult to see, into fear inspiring. At the very side of it, the sinful swoon away. Okay. It is mentioned there is a whirlpool in the Vaitran river. I explained that. When he sees his huge form, he runs away in fear. Then having come before him, some fishermen say, so there are fishermen lives on Vaitran river. There are people living surrounding Vaitran river, like us, living and living. And there are fishermen who fishes in the Vaitran river. There it is mentioned in Garuda Purana. You know what they will say? We have arrived, bringing a boat for you. Who desire to cross the great Vaitran river, if your merits are sufficient. If you're married, you have ticket, you can board our boat and go across. You have a ticket. You know what's a ticket? It is said by the sages in Garuda Purana, who see the truth, that Vaitranī is a gift, and this is all called Vaitranī because it is crossed over by that. If you have made a gift of a cow, called Godana, then the boat will come to you. Otherwise not. Having heard their words, O heavens, he exclaimed, seeing him, see the sing which he cried loudly. The sinful soul who has made no gift, verily sing in that. So what is the ticket? Godana. Who have done Godana Gopuja in his life? Who have done? You haven't, please do. Okay? Somehow, according to your capacity. You can't afford a cow, at least, some puja, some feeding a cow. Do that. Because that is a ticket for you to cross the Vaitran. Those who do not have ticket, you know what will happen? The Yamaduta will kick the Preta and the Preta will fall in the river. All the crocodiles. They'll bite, And there'll be a whirlpool in the Vaitran river. After you have beaten all that, the whirlpool, you will sink in the whirlpool in Vaitran river and come out in another place. And you will continue a journey to Yamanaka. It is mentioned in Garuda Purana. So a gift of cow, a Godana, says one from fierce Vaitran river. This is mentioned in teaching Lord Chaitanya Prabhupada wrote this. And above this Vaikuntha planet is Krishna's planet, known as Golaka Vrindavana. The word Golaka means planet of cows. Can you imagine the Supreme God, his planet is full of cows. So can you imagine how dear cow to Krishna? Even his whole planet, his planet is full of cows. And he named his planet Goloka. Go means cow, Loka means planet. Because Krishna is very fond of cows. His abode is known as Golaka. Golaka Vrindavan is larger than all the material and spiritual planet put together. You put together material world and spiritual world, all you put together, Golaka Vrindavan is bigger than that. This is mentioned in Chaitanya Lord Chaitanya. 330 billion deva reside in one single cow. Can you imagine? 330 million deva reside in one single cow. In Padma Purana it is mentioned. That is why in our culture cow is very dear. You can even worship cow. If you worship one single cow, is equivalent to worshipping 330 billion devas. In America, in Western country, now a new trend. You pay $200, 1 hour you can cuddle a cow. To relieve your stress, tension, pressure, there's a new treatment in America. Just by cuddling a cow, you pay $200. But in India, we don't have to pay, correct? On the street you can see cow, you can go and hug, free of charge. But in America we are paying $200. They found new treatment, just by culling a cow you can release your stress. Amazing. And these were known to our Vedic culture thousands years ago. In Srimad Bhagavatam 7.12.8, there are 7 mothers. All of us have 7 mothers. Atma Mother. Atma Mother means your biological mother who gave birth. Guru Patni, the wife of your Guru, is your mother. Brahmani, the wife of a Brahmana, is your mother. Raja Padika means the queen. Denu means mother cow. Datri is a nurse, is our mother. And Prithvi is mother nature, mother earth. So all of us have 7 mothers. Okay, and cow is one of our mothers. Yesterday, Vijay Prabhu, we were talking about how the soul fall from heaven. In our scripture clearly mentioned, with punya you can go to heaven. You go to heaven, you enjoy. Once your piety, your punya finish, you fall down. How you fall down? You fall down in the clouds. Your soul will come into clouds and falls in the form of rain and will enter the grains. And the grain will be eaten by Ramasamy. And the Ramasamy will impregnate his wife and the soul will be born as a child again in this world. This is how Bhagavatam explains the soul which falls down from heaven. This is the process. Okay? In Garuda Purana, 5,000 years ago, already mentioned about the human embryology in the mother's womb. How the fetus will grow. It's already been mentioned 5,000 years ago. And scientists only discovered that a few hundred years ago. But in our Vedic scripture, it's already mentioned. Amazing. So scientific. And same human embryology development is also mentioned in Bhagavatam. Kapila Muni will explain to his mother how the fetus will grow in the womb of a mother. In Canto 3, chapter 31. Let us see.
This is called as Bible. What is the next body you are going to get? You must have information.
Sorry, Prabhu. Practically fell down. Okay, watch this. Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna Prabhu can take some video pictures. That is Janma, that is, can you imagine, all these already been mentioned in Garuda Purana and Bhagavatam 5,000 years ago. And the scientists only a few hundred years ago, they could understand, the development of the embryology. So in Srimad Bhagavatam 4:17-18, the principle of religion dictates that a woman, a cow, a child, a brahmana and an old man must be given all protection by the king or anyone else. Woman must protect that. Cow, child, brahmana and also old people must be protected in any society. Yesterday we saw how all our activities were seen by Sravanas, correct? Sravana and Sravanis are the one, they're gonna take down, record our activity. And one more person who witnesses is Paramatma. Krishna in our heart, he also witnesses our activities. And both of them will report to Chitragupta and Chitragupta will give the report to Yamaraj. Yamaraj is the one who will give the punishment. While thus leading him, the messengers menace him and recount over and over again the awful terrors of the hell. Hurry up, you wicked man, the Yamaduta will tell to the Preta. You shall go to the abode of Yama. We will lead you now without delay to Kumipaka. Kumipaka is one of the hells. And other hells, this is what Yamaduta will tell the Preta. Those who kill different animals and birds and then cook them are put by the agents of Yamaraj into the hell known as Kumipaka, where they are boiled in oil. Those who kill and eat animals, see, Kumipaka is a very serious offense to kill and eat animals. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how many people will go to hell? Correct? Just imagine. Just by one offense, you'll go to Kumipaka. A wonderful story mentioned in our Puranas. Once a mendicant is going around, going for pilgrimage. At night he came to one house. So he decided to take rest in that house, in the porch. While he was resting, a young lady came from the house. She came from the house, she looked at a young mendicant and she was attracted to the young mendicant. When she was attracted to young mendicant, she said, "Can you be with me tonight?" And the mendicant asked, aren't your husband at home? She said, "My husband is sleeping in the room." Then the mendicant said, "Don't you know that it is a sin to be with another man when a husband is alive?" You know what she did? She went to the house, took a knife and killed the husband on the spot. And she said, "My husband is no more. Can we be together?" So looking at the beauty of the girl, the mendicant fall into the trap. And the mendicant spent months with the lady. After a few months, the mendicant wanted to continue his journey. The mendicant said, till I meet you next time. And he was about to depart. The lady asked, "Where shall we meet?" And the mendicant said, "Kumbhipaka hell." In Garuda Purana, this is a very important instruction to all the ladies who are married. Okay, this is mentioned in Garuda Purana. There are 4 causes can cause the lady to fall down her chastity, a married woman. Chances, not mass is a chance, Garuda Purana mentioned. First, a married woman should not stay separated from her husband for a very long time. It is mentioned. There are many cases we can see, even in India, in Malaysia, we can see wife will be in this India, husband will work in US. And he'll be coming back once a year, twice a year. So that kind of situation, Garuda Purana mentioned, is a risk that the wife will lose her chastity. Second, a married woman must avoid is association with a low-minded man. It's very, very important. Because a low-minded man will only think one thing: how I can utilize this lady to satisfy my lust. That's all. So a married woman must avoid associating with a low-minded man. Third, a resident in another man's house. You should not, husband and wife, for example, they will be staying in a father-in-law house. And in the father-in-law house, there will be sister's husband, there will be some relative also staying, different men also will be staying. So in that kind of condition, situation, there is a probable condition, the wife may have an illicit relationship with other man. So Garuda Purana said, don't try to avoid resident in another man's house. And fourth thing mentioned is that should not associate with a man who shows too much love and attention. Okay? If another man shows too much attention and love to you, don't associate. It's a very risky, dangerous. He has another agenda in his mind. Correct? So these are the 4 conditions, situations Garuda Purana said. You mentioned Garuda Purana. A married woman must avoid. Okay? Garuda Purana also mentioned that, we have diseases, correct? Headache, stomach pain, cholera. All these diseases, there is a personality, a devas. There is a personality. And this personality reside together with Chitragupta Yamaraj in the kingdom of Yama. So you see Chitragupta palace, north is the house of cholera. South is the house of pain. Devas, you understand? A personification. And then, then headache, underwears, fever, typhoid, nuska, injection, loss of appetite. They have palaces, they are residents surrounding the palace of Chitragupta. It is mentioned in Garuda Purana. Okay, let us talk about out-of-body experiences. Scientists are making so much research. Okay, but all these are mentioned in our Vedas. Let me tell you one story, a real story happened in my life. When I was working 25 years ago in Penang, in one company, there's one supervisor, he's a Chinese guy. So one I was having drinks, evening break, he was sitting with me. He knows some religious, with tilak and thing. While talking, he told me, do you know I was dead once? I got shocked. What do you mean you're dead once? I said, what do you mean you're dead once? Yes, you are. I was dead once. Really? Let me tell you. He said, I tell you sorry because I know you're a religious person. You believe my story. When he was about 6 years old, he was he and his mother was living in a flat. When he was playing, he was about, 10th floor or something. He fell down. He fell down from the flat and landed on the ground, and he died. He said he could see himself floating in the air. He said he was floating and he saw his body with the blood and people surrounding. He could see, he said. And then he said, I was floating and the subtle body, actually, it was connected to his navel of his body. He said, connected. You know, when you light up incense, you can see the smoke connected to the tip of the incense, right? Something like that. He said it doesn't have legs. It's just like, it's like an incense connected. He said connected to the navel of his gross body. And he was floating, so happy, so light. He said he was floating. At that moment, he thought of his mother. His mother was in marketing. The moment he thought of his mother, he was in the market. See? They travel at the speed of mind. Crying, subtle body goes. Crying. Whatever he's saying makes sense, you know. So he could see his mother buy in the market. He was trying to communicate with his mother. He couldn't. But his mother became restless. She became restless. You see, there's a special connection with the mother, even in the form of subtle body, correct? Yeah, it's true. So his mother became restless. And she immediately paid, and she took a bath, and she was coming by bus. At that time, he came back to his body. He saw people surrounding, tried to wake him up. And at that point, he thought of his brother in Singapore. Immediately, he was in the office of his brother. He tried to communicate to his brother. His brother couldn't communicate, couldn't hear. So immediately he came back to the place. At that point, he was in the body. He was in the body, he groaning, he felt the pain. He said he felt the pain because he is already back in the body. And then ambulance came and took to the hospital. And they saved him. Of course, he saved him. That's why he was alive and telling me the story. So he told me the story, you know. Everything makes sense, like what we learn here in our scripture. Subtle body, everything. So this story he told me once. Another story I want to share. I'm sure many of you know the story of Adi Shankacharya. Once Adi Shankacharya had a debate with Madana Mishra Pandit and his wife Bharati. His wife Bharati was equal in knowledge and intelligent with his husband Madana Mishra. In the debate, the bet is, if Adi Shankaracharya lost the debate, Adi Shankaracharya will renounce sannyasi and marry and become the disciple of Madana Mishra. That is a debate. If Madana Mishra lost the debate, Madana Mishra will renounce his family life and take sannyas and become the disciple of Adi Shankaracharya. So that's a debate. And so many hundreds of people were there and they started debate. And the debate went for months. Towards the end of the debate, Madana Mishra was losing the debate. And you know who was the judge? The judge was his wife Bharati. Bharati was the judge. And Bharati could see her husband was losing. Not only husband losing the debate, she's losing the husband as well. At that point, when she realized her husband was losing, Bharati intercepted and said to Adi Shankaracharya, you know that Shastra said husband and wife a half. They are one unit. So if you defeated my husband, it's not complete. You have to defeat me as well. Then only is complete. Then Bharati will enter the debate. And Bharati knows Adi Shankaracharya was a celibacy small. And Bharati start asking the question of Grahasa life from Adi Shankaracharya. And Adi Shankaracharya said, I'm a sannyas. I don't know anything about Grahasa life. So Adi Shankaracharya said, okay, you give me 1 month. After 1 month, I'll come back and debate with you on Grahasa life. Adi Shankaracharya went back to ashram and told his disciple, I'm going to enter Samadhi. All of you, please protect my body for 1 month. I'll return back after 1 month. And Adi Shankaracharya entered Samadhi. His soul left the body. In that Vili kingdom, the king was about to die. And when the king died, Adi Shankaracharya entered the body of the king and lived in the body of king with his wife for 1 month. In that experience, 1 month, Adi Shankaracharya learned the life of a grahastha, relationship, all. And after 1 month, Adi Shankaracharya came back and defeated Bharati. And both of them, Mother Mishra and Bharati, became the disciple. They didn't renounce. Okay, Mother Mishra, Adi Shankaracharya said, you don't have to renounce a wife. They both of them became the disciple of Adi Shankaracharya. This is actual true in the life of Adi Shankaracharya. This is out of body experience. I want you to see this video. You can see how the CCTV camera capture the subtle body leaves the body at the time of death. This man was about to die. You see at one point the subtle body leaves the body. You see the body closely. See? The subtle body leaves and he died. The machine, the heartbeat stopped. And the doctor, nurses will come back to revive him. How to revive? The soul have left. You see this body, this patient was about to die. You can see his soul, subtle body leaves the body. Look at the body lying on the bed. You see the subtle body coming out from the body and leaving. That means he is dead. Is captured by CCTV camera. See the subtle body coming out. See, this person is amazing. He died in his sleep. He died in his sleep, and the soul leaves the body. He was sleeping. You see his hand at the time of death, a final jerk. See, jerk, that's it. See his soul coming out, his subtle body coming out from his body and leaves. And he's dead. So all this is captured by the camera. Okay. A life for life is just punishment for a person who cruelly, he who gives permission. There are 6 people, when an animal is killed and eaten, 6 people will go to hell. First, those who rare animal which are meant to be slaughtered, they will go to hell. Second, those who slaughter the animal will go to hell. Third, those who sell the meat, they will go to hell. For those who cook the meat will go to hell. And those who serve the meat will go to hell. And those who eat the meat will go to hell. These 6 people will carry the sin of killing an animal. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam. Okay, I would like to end my presentation today on the topic of ghosts. Little bit, I'm brave, you don't have to be scared. Okay? I knew, I have a video actually, a real ghost captured, but I didn't show, I knew. Malti is children's other. It's a simple, okay, that's all. When a mind, you don't have to worry. I'm not going to show any ghost. When a man dies, he is called dead. But when he again appears in subtle form, he'll make it even more thrill. Okay, when a person dead, but when he again appears in a subtle form, not visible to a present vision, and yet such a dead body is called ghost. Ghost is just a dead person in a subtle form, that's all. That's all people are calling ghosts. Ghosts are always very disturbing elements, always creating fearful situation for others. During the day, they usually stay in the abode, earth dimension, Antariksh. There's a planet for the ghosts, you know, Buhar Loka. Buloka, Buhar Loka, between that, and the Buhar Loka is a planet of ghosts. They live there. That place also called Bhuta Loka. Bhuta means ghost, Loka means planet. And during the night they descend to earth. See, they come to earth at night time. Some are present on earth permanently and appear in places where they died or to which they are emotionally attached. You see, when a person dies, if too much attached to the family, to the house, it remains as a ghost, wandering there. See, it is mentioned there. Too much attachment, he remains as a ghost wandering. They are very active during Sandhyas. See, the ghosts are active during Sandhyas. Sandhyas means sunset, but what time here? 6:30. Around that time, they are very active. So children's, those ladies, even those men who are weak-hearted, I advise not to go to jungle, climb trees, at that time. Okay? So it is mentioned because that is the time the ghosts are very active. And as well as 12 o'clock noon, they are very active. Okay? Children especially, don't allow them to go out, playing in a jungle or whatever, in a pond. And midnight, they are active at this time. According to Garuda Purana, they can enter so-called possession, non-living object, they can enter chairs, non-living objects, they can enter. They can enter insects, birds, animal, people and devas. They can even enter people. Deva, they can even enter. Some powerful ghosts can enter. In some cases, within days of death, they temporarily possess a wild animal, a bird or insect. You see, sometime after death, there are some incident. There will be birds wandering in the house, some butterfly. So it could be that the soul have entered the animal because of attachment. My cousin once, she called me up. It was about a couple of months ago. Her friend father passed away. Her friend father, he was very attached to the grandson. After his father died, the grandson is a toddler baby. The baby will be playing, laughing with someone. Yeah, the baby will be laughing, playing, talking as to someone. And the daughter or the dead person, who is the mother of the toddler, you know what she will say? She will say, Father, it's time for the baby to sleep. Please sleep. And then the baby will become calm. So she knew the soul of father is there. And after his father died, there is one butterfly used to wander in the house for many days. So my cousin called me up. I said, yes, it mentioned in the scripture. Sometimes dead person, because of attachment, will enter some kind of animals and used to wander in the house. I said, yes, it is mentioned. So it's mentioned here. The ghosts feed on impure substances. See? All kind of garbage. Yeah, they'll eat garbage. All kind of dirty, that's their food. They suffer because without physical body, they can't fully satisfy their desires like hunger, thirst or sex desire. Because the mind is there, mind, intelligence, false ego is there, they'll have a desire, but they cannot fulfill because they don't have gross body. As how we are having desire now, that's how they'll have. Same, there's no difference. Except now we have material body to satisfy our desire, but the ghosts they don't have. So it will be very suffering for them. They have so much desire, but they cannot satisfy. Lord Shiva is called the Bhutanatha. He is the king of the Bhuta. Bhuta means ghosts. Lord Shiva is the king of the ghosts. Being assisted by various types of powerful ghosts and denizens of the infinite, Bhuta, Preta, Pramata, Guyaka, Dakinis, Pisacha, Kuspanda, Vetalas, Vinayaka and Brahma Rakshasa. Proper mentioned in Krishna book. There are so many types of ghosts. And all the ghosts, their God is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is a protector for the ghosts. And that's why Lord Shiva is called Bhutanatha. Of all kind of ghosts, like the Brahma Rakshasa are the very powerful. Those Brahmana who committed sin and become ghosts, they'll become Brahma Rakshasa. Okay, Vijay Prabhu, be careful, Prabhu. Don't commit any sin. It is mentioned in Krishna book. Okay? Brahma Rakshasa, they'll eat human. They eat human, Brahma Rakshasa. Let me tell you one story which happened in my life. I will end my presentation today. When I was 18 years old, my mother, before I came to Harikesha, my mother always liked to believe, whenever children are sick, she'll bring us to medium. Medium? We'll go into trance. Do you know? Do we have here? That means some people will enter trance, some spirit will enter, they'll give some cure. Do we have here in India? I'm sure it happened because you originated from there. So my mother brought me to one medium. A guy who will enter trance and will give some cure medicines, So one day I was sitting in front of him. I was about 18 years old. Then he won't enter trance. He was no more. Then he was talking to the spirit. And he was telling me, what spirit say, he will tell me. Then I asked him, who you pray? Who the spirit? You know what he said? He is Bhadrakali. He said, the mother is sitting here. Then I asked him, how Bhadrakali looks like? She will have long hair, Prabhu. He said, long hair. Her tongue is protruded. Long tongue, Bhadrakali. Eyes reddish. That's a description the man said. And the man said, every year, once a year, the man will go to graveyard to do offering to Bhadrakali. Bhadrakali lives in graveyard. She is the wife of Lord Shiva. She takes care of the ghosts in the graveyard. She lives there. So once a year, the man will go to a Chinese graveyard near my house. The man will go. And he's a very daring person. He will go 12 o'clock midnight alone to do the offering to Bhadrakali. He said that. So, when he goes to do the offering to Bhadrakali, this is how Bhadrakali look like. The man, he will bring offering, chicken, all that. He said, when he go to graveyard, he could see the ghosts. He could see the ghosts. Some are playing on the trees, some are hanging. He could see all the ghosts. He said that. And some ghosts will come and pull his hair, some will come and pull his shirt. And he said one thing, I asked him, aren't you scared? He said, no. If you are scared, they'll beat you, they'll overtake you. You have to control the ghost, he said that. So whether he like it or not, he has to control. Otherwise, he'll be overtaken by the ghost. So this story he told me. So Bhadrakali, and whatever he say is true, whatever, that's what we learn our scriptures, subtle body ghosts and all that. It's a fact. So it's a fact. Okay, Hare Krishna. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, we can already ended. Anybody want to leave, they can leave. If anybody have question, we can spend 10-15 minutes for questions, answer session. Yes, Vijay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My question was that, for one person when he departs, when he leaves the body, the angels come to take him and go. So now there are so many people on this world who keep leaving body on a daily basis. So the management system in developed now, so many coming, going, coming.
So how they managing? There are so many people are leaving the body. Maybe at the same time millions of people. Prabhu, I told you correct, one Yamaraj managed the whole 14 planetary system, Prabhu. It's not only the earth. The whole 14 planetary system managed by one Yamaraj who has his 7 Yamadutas. To take everyone within the 14 planetary system, upon the death, they come and take. Not only on this earth. So, they have enough people. We don't have to worry that. Because many people are becoming Yamadutas in Kali Yuga. It is mentioned in Garuda Purana, the Yamadutas is like us. They have families, they have kids, they have pets, they have dogs. They are living like us. They have homes. They are paid salary by Yamaraj. There was one incident, somebody told me, when the father died, he was about to die, he said he saw one creature standing beside him and a dog. His father, before he died, he said he saw one creature and a dog. Sometimes Yamaduta will come with the wife, with the children, and sometimes with the dogs. It's like a vacation for them. The wife complains, you are going alone every day, why don't you take me for vacation, Yeah, sometimes Yamaduta will come with the wives. Sometimes Yamaduta will come with the children. It is mentioned. So they are living like us, Prabhu. They also a living entity like us. Or is there the job to take the death souls? Okay, Prabhu, Vijay Prabhu? Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Chaitanya Charitamrita, it mentioned that size of soul very small, but in video project it was looking like almost like a mass.
What is the...
And the size of soul is very small.
Yesterday we learned, correct? 1/10,000 of what they had. Okay, what's the question, bro?
Video, it's looking like very
Oh, what you saw is not the soul, is subtle body. Of course, the white man will say is the soul. They don't know about the subtle body. Soul you can't see. What you saw in the video was a subtle body, bro. Okay? Subtle body. Yes, Mataji?
So the subtle body engages the soul.
Inside the soul.
So when there is already a soul in a body living here, how can it enter? Is there any number of souls can be in a body?
Yes. Mataji, in your body there are millions of worms. Each worm is one soul. There's a million souls in your body. Right? Every worm is a soul. So this is this worm. He can enter, Mataji. This is mentioned, but they can enter human being. They can even enter animals. There's a soul. They can enter there. So when they enter the body, they will overtake the soul. They will control. Our soul will be idle. They will overtake. Prabhu, I know the cases where one person is possessed by a... Have you seen a person possessed by ghosts? I'm sure some have seen, correct? Yeah, I've seen people possessed by ghosts. They will be a man, correct? I know one person, they will eat twice the amount of rice. I've seen that. They have hunger because another portion eaten by the ghost. So they can enter, Mataji. They can enter. Yes, Mataji.
Regard yesterday's
Class.
passage of the soul of animals. See, with regard to the Pinda thing you are saying.
Yes.
What about the animals? The human beings who are living here are not offering Pindas.
Okay.
What about the animals?
Okay, Mataji. Karma is only for human. Not for animal, not for plants. No need. Okay? Because karma is only for human. A tiger can kill a goat or a cow. There is no karma. Okay? So, no pinda, all these are meant only for human, not for animals. Yes, Prabhu? So, very good question. I asked Banu Maharaj the same question. We can't see subtle body, correct? It's the mind intelligent forces. How come CCTV camera can capture subtle body? You know what Maharaj answered? There are two possibilities. Okay? When we see ghosts, I've seen ghosts when I was 18 years old. I've seen ghosts. But I didn't see the face. It's about 7 o'clock, Sunday time. After coming back from football, I was talking to my mother. My mother was heating up in the kitchen. The kitchen door was open. Backyard was open. I could see. When I was talking to my mother, I saw a cloth, white cloth, above 2 meters above the ground, flying. Shh. I could see that clearly. A cloth flying. Shh. Then I immediately came out. I thought somebody was, crossing a one. Then I realized, must be that. Because my house is fenced up. Nobody can come because it was fenced up. Then I realized it was ghost. But I didn't see the face, only the cloth. So ghost in subtle body, how come sometimes you can see? The question, the answer given by Banu Maharaj is said, see Prabhu, we can see in a 4 dimension. Okay, whatever in the 4 dimension we can see. Right? Our eyes, we can see in that wavelength. Goes subtle body, different wavelength. When we raise, sometimes we can raise our consciousness. We can raise our consciousness into subtle realm, can see subtle form. Then we come back. You understand? When we raise, we can see subtle form, subtle dimension, correct? So that was answer. We can raise. That's what yogi doing. Yogi are raising the consciousness, correct? They are raising. They are raising. So we also can raise our consciousness. So sometimes we can raise our consciousness to subtle form. That's why sometimes goes visible to our eyes, even though they are in a subtle form. I asked him, how was CCTV camera, Maharaj? I asked him. You know, his answer is that soul, subtle form, from subtle form comes to our gross form level, dimension. That's why we can see. It's not CCTV camera. CCTV camera can't raise the consciousness, it's fixed, a dull matter. But the soul can raise to gross dimension, that's why we can see. That's why CCTV can capture. That was answer given by Banu Maharaj.
Can we see camera? How cameras?
When the camera captures the subtle form goes, it is not the camera which raises the consciousness. It's the dead body, the person, the soul is the one who comes to our realm. Our realm is a gross realm, Prabhu. 40. There is another realm, correct, which is called Satar realm. The goal exists in the Satar. They come to our gross realm sometime. That's why our gross eye can see. That's why camera can see. That was the answer given.
So all videos you saw that is real.
What is that?
All those subtle bodies coming out, you saw that is real.
I've been giving class for 1.5 hours. He's asking his question. Yes, bro. The scripture says that whatever he's saying is true. I'm not lying. See, of course, the question is, Prabhu, is it true? It can be fake. Somebody can create that, possibly edit that. Crack is for you. You want to believe or not? I'm not forcing you, but this is what I got. I'm sharing with you. I accept because the scripture says that. It's already true. So we don't have to depend on what the scientists, the white men are showing us. Scripture itself shows that. So we jive with that. So it's must true. Yes, Mataji. Yes. Sorry, Mata, Vijay Prabhu. Sorry, I can't hear Mataji. Can you?
Those Babas who worship Bhadrakali, so they offer all meat and all that as an offering to Bhadrakali. But they're not doing it for themselves, that's part of the sadhana. So do they also get karma?
See, our scripture, okay, Mataji asking some people offering meat, in the ceremony. It's not, they are not eating, but in the ceremony they are offering meat. Correct? That's the question.
It's not for them, it's part of their
The ceremony. Yeah. See, even Bhagavatam allows that. Bhagavatam says that you can offer meat in certain ceremony, especially to Bhadrakali. Yeah, Bhagavatam says that you can. There's no sin. Bhagavatam says that. So, but only to certain demigod like Bhadrakali, you can offer to any other. Only Kali, and you should not eat. But sometimes you allow to eat, It's mentioned that you are allowed to eat. There is no sin. It's mentioned there even in Bhagavatam. But Prabhupada said, but that doesn't mean you allow slaughterhouses, where you slaughter animal, enough our own sense gratification. Prabhupada said that is sin. For a certain ceremony, even Kshatriya, okay, let me tell you, we are following this 4 principle, correct? No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. But for Kshatriya, they are allowed to do these 4 and there is no sin. Bhagavatam mentioned that. They are allowed to have illicit sex with a woman, they are allowed to eat meat, they are allowed to gamble, they are allowed to drink. Kshatriya, there is no sin. Bhagavad mentioned that, I think 6th canto. So same thing, Mataji, like offering this meat, allowed by scripture for certain like Kali, Batakali, it's allowed. There is no sin, but that doesn't mean proper say you allow slaughter houses, what we are seeing now.
Person who supplied the meat and all those who are related in that company, even they don't take.
Very intelligent questions, huh? See, yeah, of course, here when we read his statement, it is mentioned that he didn't say that the meat are meant to be offered to Bhadrakali. That statement I showed you from Bhagavatam means the meat to be eaten by man. For that reason, whoever rare animal to be eaten, suffer the sin. Whoever slaughter to be eaten, suffer the sin. Whoever transport, whoever sell, whoever cook, whoever serve, whoever eat, that statement is for that intention. So I cannot speculate because I have never read any statement saying that whoever prepared the meat meant to be offered Kali don't suffer. So I cannot tell you that, Mataji, because I never crossed that. The statement I showed you is for those who, all the 6 people conspiring for the animal meat to be eaten, they will suffer. That's what the statement says. Yes, Chaitanya, what's the question? Yes.
Actually, my question was, can we become Yamaduta?
See, he likes to become Yamaduta. Do you like to become? Yes.
For Yamaduta, there is no sin, no punishment. So,
Oh, see, there is no sin incurred. That's why you don't become Yamadutas. Very intelligent boy, huh? They only give punishment. They don't receive. Yesterday I shared a slide how you become Yamaduta. Chaitanya, you would have seen that. How you become Yamadutas? Those who are sinful, who enter hell, and when they come out, when the children, there are no children to offer Pinda, Shraddha, they will become Yamadutas. The other one. Okay? Yes, Mataji?
you said that soul may enter someone's body. So if the person chants Hare Krishna, can the soul enter?
When, see, of course, one thing we have to understand, Mataji, the ghost will enter those body who are contaminated, dirty. If the body is clean, they will never enter. That is why I've read ladies who have the monthly period, they stay in the home, usually those days, they will never go out. One of the reasons I read, because they are very susceptible for ghosts to enter. At that time, I read that. One of the reasons why they should stay in isolation at home, because they can be very prone of attack by these elements. It mentioned that. Because at that time, the women are considered to be in a dirty, uncontaminated condition. They are very susceptible for this kind of. So ghosts will only enter those body which is not clean. So if you are clean, practice cleanliness, especially chanting Hare Krishna, never enter. Let me tell you, Prabhu, before we became Hare Krishna, my house, in a place where we have, medium people like, enter trance, so many things, I don't know, medium. You know medium, what medium mean? Tantric. Those who practice Tantric, some Siam, Thailand. Thailand are very famous for Tantric. My house neighbor is a Siamese guy that practice Tantric. Yes. My house, before I came Hare Krishna, very often spirit will come to my house. Very often, Prabhu. My spirit goes. My sister's daughter, every night she will cry. Every night she will cry. She will never sleep. You know, you won't believe my sister, elder sister, she was combing her hair after bathe about Sunday 7 o'clock. Mira, she was combing her hair. Behind, one mother and daughter were standing, looking at her, the mirror. Can you imagine? She shouted, ran out from the room. Okay? All this will happen. After we became Hare Krishna Prabhu, we started chanting, we stopped eating meat. No incident, Prabhu, until now. Krishna's mercy. That's the answer Mata's question. If you chant, you practice, then you will never enter. Yeah, those, if you practice bhakti, those soul negative or with the bad intention will never enter. Okay? Bad intention, that means ghost spirit will never enter. Prabhu, you had a question?
I wanted to know, you started with what story? You started with the Gautama and the Gautama.
Kisa Gautama, one lady, yeah.
Started with that?
That was the third or something, yeah, but third, fourth slide, Prabhu.
You had two more slides before that?
I think so. Yeah, Prabhu came when I was talking about fourth or fifth slides. Yeah, he didn't come earlier. You came about 4 or 5 slides already over. Yeah, no problem. I can show you. Yes, Kanya Prabhu.
We heard about the karma becomes bija, bhutan, alone become. So what are the simple reaction we have done? That is not completely eradicated when somebody goes to Amazon. That is carried for next life also.
Yeah, of course, Prabhu, there are many kinds of sin, correct? Those who are fructified, those who haven't fructified, those who are bija form, we learn about that. So it is mentioned that, Prabhu, once I read the same question I asked, it is mentioned, Prabhu, every 7 birth you will suffer your punya, you enjoy punya and pay your sin. Every 7 birth. So after 7 birth, you start with 0. That's why I've studied. You know, this is some say you are 7 birth, or you have heard that. So to answer that question, Prabhu, I'm still not clear. I'm still analyzing that. Because do we carry millions of sin? If we burn everything one shot, once we go to hell, do we carry balance? I haven't came across a definite answer, Prabhu, for that. But from what we have been reading, when the soul suffer in the hell, remember, Chitragupta will weigh, if 70% sin, will send to hell, suffer and come back to earth to enjoy 30% punya. Okay? So will a soul carry balance of sin or everything will be finished? I haven't came across any Vedic statement, Prabhu. So to answer, I'm not that clear also. So, but one point I read that every 7 birth you will suffer your sin and your punya. It's mentioned 7 birth. So honestly, I'm still want to analyze more because that's what I read. I myself have so many questions about that. Yes, Mataji.
Women during periods, they have higher chances of force entering into them. So is that the reason why Krishna conscious devotees or women wear kanti mala?
Yeah. So yes, we are protected. We are not even protected from ghosts, we even protected for Yamadutas. But this kanti mala, you know how Tulsi's level is so high, Mataji, even the devas worship Tulsi. So, it's true. Once I read, when the Yamadutas come to take the soul, they have a rope. They will tie the soul rope around the neck of the soul. That's why they pull. You know how they hold the body? Here. They hold at the neck. If there's a Kanti Mala, they will never touch. So once, one disciple walked into Prabhupada's room and he wasn't wearing Kanti Mala. Prabhupada asked him, where's your Kanti Mala? Oh Prabhupada, while bathing, it broken, so I haven't got a new one. Prabhupada said, better wear your Kanti Mala fast. You don't know what's going to happen when the Yamadutas come. Prabhupada said that. You don't know what's going to happen, okay? You don't know what will happen. Prabhupada saying is very, very important. That's why, no matter what, we shouldn't live without Kanti. This is our protector, okay? It's true, Mataji, it protects us. Yes, Yogesh Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you told about the subtle body, and subtle body is without gross body and wandering into the earth is ghost. So their Lord is Lord Shiva.
Yeah.
So subtle body with gross body, what about, I want to understand this. Subtle body is with everyone.
Yeah, all of us have subtle body. I don't understand. Lord Shiva is the king. He is the king of the Bhuta. Bhuta means ghosts. So all the ghosts take shelter of Lord Shiva. Okay? All the ghosts. Okay?
For subtle body is Lord Shiva. For subtle body, for gross body, who is the person whom he has to?
No, in that I want to understand.
Subtle body and a gross body, who is the God? Subtle body and gross body, who is the God? Subtle body, gross body, we are the one. We are the one, subtle body, gross body.
Whom they have to worship, whom they have to take shelter. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, who? What scripture says? It's Krishna, Jagannath. You already taken shelter, so you don't have to worry. Okay? Yes, Prabhu?
You saw that video, that the ghost is coming out, means subtle body means subtle body is coming out. You heard that Yamaduta will come and they drag these. You not seen that dragging and go automatically coming out. So means that
See, the scripture says Yamaduta will come take the soul. That's what the scripture says. So when the scripture says it happened for all living entities, Prabhu. Okay? We may not able to see Yamadutas. Definitely we are not able to see. But Ajamila saw. Ajamila saw is a very rare occasion. No, usually don't see. But Ajamila saw. Of course, all of us will see Prabhu, Yamaduta at the time of death, finally when. Of course, this video we don't see, but that doesn't mean Yamaduta don't come. Scripture, they're the one who will come and take the soul. Okay, so we may not able to see, oh no, Yamaduta, no. But the scripture says they will come and take.
I heard that you don't want to come out from that.
Yeah. We have read that some people are so much attached to the growth, but they don't want to come out. We can see some people, at the end of life, they'll be shaking, because they don't want to come out from the body. Those who are very attached, it is mentioned. And those who are attached with families, they remain there as a ghost. The place where they are attached. That's what we saw. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
In Pitru Paksha, some people offer meat for the forefathers.
Never, Prabhu. Sastra say never. You're gonna make your ancestors to suffer even more. Bhagavad mentioned never offer meat to ancestors. Never. Sastra says that. In Bhagavad say we must offer Vishnu Prasad. In Bhagavad mentioned Vishnu Prasad. So you shouldn't. Yeah, they're offering. Yeah, they have even in Malaysia, some people offering meat, Prabhu, to the ancestors. Yeah, can we end our education? Okay.
if somebody gets the Pinda, they become Yamaduta.
Okay.
Or in other sides, like you were showing, they will stay, they will be wandering in some uninhabited place.
Yeah. Yesterday I showed the slide. Those after death, the children never offer pinda. I remember for 10 days you must offer pinda for them to get pinda sarira. Yeah, children, family, never do any ceremony. That person, Yamaduta will take, they won't take on 13th day to Yamaloka, they will take to inhabited jungle and leave it there until end of Kali Yuga for that people. Those who become Yamadutas are the ones who have suffered in the hell and they come out and no children or the descendants do any pindatan, anything. They are the one in next life will become Yamadutas. So it's different, but two different things.
Because we don't know when they will come out. Like some soul maybe.
Oh, you don't know when they will come out. They finish their punishment hell when they come out. You know. So your question is that how? What's your question? Oh, see, I asked Maharaj a question. How long you should do the Shraddha ceremony? He told me 12 years. He told me 12 years. The most you can do for 12 years. That's what he told me. But some people out of the loving, they will do every year. There's no harm. Correct? But minimum you do for 12 years. That's what Maharaj told me. You should do Shraddha for. Of course, it's not applicable for devotees. Devotees don't have to do, because devotees go back to Vaikuntha Loka, they don't go back to Pitraloka or hell, correct? So whatever I'm telling you is all meant for those who are karma kanda people, not for bhakti man, okay? Okay, yes, Prabhu.
When the offer pinda, it goes to all four fathers.
Yeah, yesterday there was a question, when we offer pinda, Prabhu, 3 generations of ancestors will come in it. It's mentioned here. Let's say your father passed away. Your father's father will come, your father's father's father, 3 generations will come. And that's what I read. So 3 generations will come, Prabhu. But during Mahalaya Amavasa, the priest, you can, there are in a 1 year, Adi Amavasa, Mahalaya Amavasa, you can give the name of your ancestor. If you remember, there's a mantra to call all your previous ancestors. Actually, you have the name of 10 ancestors. The priest will recite mantra, 10 ancestors will come and eat. It is mentioned, but generally 3 ancestors will come. Yes, Mataji. So if the person have died in?
At a young age.
Oh, young age.
And if there are any problems occurring in the family, if they go to some Babajis, they tell that it is all because of that person to seek attention in the family, the problems has been caused. So how far is it true?
Yeah, that's why I read. Remember yesterday there's one slide. If the person, the family member, is the person wandering as a ghost, because attachment to the families, is wandering. He hasn't gone. According to the system, the Yamaduta will come on the 13th day to take to Yamaloka. That's the system. But some souls, they become one because they are too much attached. There are 4 types of people will never live on 13th day. They will wander as a ghost. First, those who committed suicide. They won't go on 13th day, they will remain as a ghost. Second, those who lived very sinful life, they will remain as a ghost. Third, those who died with so much desire, material desire, they will remain as a ghost. And fourth, those who have lot of family attachment, they will remain as a ghost. So I've read these 4 types of people will never live on 13th day. They will wander as a ghost wherever they attach their families. So, they'll cause, some people will cause disturbance, some will be some ghost, nice spirit. So it's true, Mataji. So these people will never leave. They will remain wherever. There, one slide I showed about the ghost, correct? Wherever attachment. So it's true. Sometimes because attachment, they will remain as a ghost wandering. Sometimes give disturbance. Sometimes, it's there. Prabhu, let me tell you one story. Solution for this. Chan Hare Krishna. I'm telling you. In my life, I became Hare Krishna. Until now, almost 25 years, not one ghost incident. Yeah, it's true. You become devotee, nothing will come. I'll show you one story, Prabhu. Behind my house, there's one man. He's paralyzed. So every evening he'll walk. So one day I approached him. Asked him what happened. If you encounter stroke or what, one part paralyzed. No Muslim guy. I encountered an accident, he said. Accident? Yeah. He's a contract worker, that means supplies material to contract works. It happened north of my place, about 300 kilometers north. One day after work, about Sunday time, evening, he was coming back. One village he was going by on the road driving car. He saw one lady standing middle of the road. He wanted to avoid, he went bang a tree. And half his nerves were damaged. So he became paralyzed. After that incident, he went back to the village. And he asked the village, you know what they said? That place is very common for accident. Because that place, one young girl died in an accident. So young people who die, they'll have a lot of desire and they will never leave. They'll wander there and disturb people. So it's true. If a person dies with a lot of desire, especially young people, they will remain as a ghost because so much matter desire. So anyway, that is story shared. So he jive with our Vedic everything.
Then what will happen? Then is there any cure for that? Is there at young age or we have to do some
Yeah, of course we have to do some ceremony to make a liberate from ghostly form. There is some ceremony we do. She will liberate. She will go to a next destination. Until then, she will remain as a ghost.
Yesterday explained the curse of the descendants. What are the results?
Oh my God. I forgot. Okay, anyway, I have another file. Give me a minute. Yeah. See, I excluded this because I don't have time. But in Garuda Purana, is mentioned, Prabhu, symptom of ancestor death spirit is wandering without peace. They cursed the descendants. In Garuda Purana, there is a story, Lord Krishna will tell. If there is no child born in a family, it could be one of the cursed by the ancestors, Prabhu. Okay? Second, loss in business. Whatever business you open, encounter losses. That could be the curse of the ancestors. Premature death, you see, young, could be also. Pitasabo. False accusation. Your friends who are accusing you falsely, you don't do, but they accuse you. That could be also your ancestor curse. Fire disaster. While you're cooking, you'll have enough caught in fire, sheer caught in fire, very easy. So that could be the curse of the ancestor. Misunderstanding in family could be false friendship, terminal diseases. If the family member encounter cancer, some serious diseases, could be the curse of ancestor. Loss investment, agriculture failure, money loss, and unfaithful wife. Your wife have a relationship with him, also could be one of the reasons because of curse spine. So this mentioned by the Lord in Garuda Purana, Prabhu, in a form of story, could be because of Pitra Sabha. Sabha means curse.
It's not mainly because of the curse. One of the
It could be the karma or it could be the curse. Here it's mentioned, Prabhu, could be. You wouldn't know. It could be the karma or it could be the curse. Correct? But the Lord specifically mentioned this symptom, if happen in a family, could be because the curse of the ancestors. Some ancestors are wandering without peace. So the curse one is under, because they never sadhana or pinda, nothing. Okay? Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Normally they say that after death, after 10th day, after all the scriptures, they go to Pitar Loka. Normally the soul goes to the Pitar Loka. After so many years, then it takes a body based on the karma. So my question is it after say 10, 12 years, later on it takes the other body or it immediately takes the other body?
See, whatever I showed you yesterday, not everybody will go to Pitraloka, Prabhu. Pitraloka is heaven. Okay? As how we have Swargaloka, all the heavenly planets in Swargaloka except one planet which is Pitraloka is below Pataloka. Pitraloka is a heavenly planet. So to go to heavenly planet you need punya. Not everybody will go to Pitraloka. The sinful soul won't go to Pitta, they'll go straight to hell, to Yavaraj, Yamaloka. That's why we saw yesterday, correct? If you have punya, you're meant to go to heaven, some people will go to Pitraloka. So Pitraloka is heaven, Prabhu, is heaven. So you need punya to go to heaven. Okay? So most of the soul, sinful soul will go to Yamaloka straight. Only some who have punya, they can go to Pitraloka and enjoy that. Okay? Okay, Prabhu, can I end? Yes, Mataji. Oh, sorry, Mataji.
That is the lifespan of a person predetermined, or the chaste wife can actually
prolong.
Like for any auspiciousness for that.
Yeah. See, yesterday we saw that Garuda Purana say fighting ought to be determined at the time of birth, 1 week of a lifespan. Okay? Or the lifespan is here, bro. It's here. Those who are expert astrology can read, he can tell you. Okay, Bhanumara very expert, he can tell you. So, my question is that since lifespan, life ought to be determined, can our chaste wife change that? Okay? If you chaste wife in those days, yes. Those days they are very chaste, but they have the power even greater than yogi. They can change. You know the story of Narayani? You read the story, she is so powerful, she stopped the sun. The story of Narayani. She stopped the sun. Yes, mother's questions, yes. That is, remember I told you, all the 5 things cannot be changed except one thing, bhakti can change. So, Krishna has given special potency to chaste lady, to change things. Savitri changed her life, her husband Satyavan's lifespan, prolonged. According to the karma, Satyavan is supposed to die within 1 year after marriage. But Savitri prolonged because of her chastity. So, God has given some power, Mataji, potency for chaste woman. Even they can change. Yes, your question, answer, yes.
But then we can see in the case of Queen Kunti, she was extremely chaste, but Maharaj Pandu left, and even Ram's mothers, they became...
Yeah, of course, you see, when we read Bhagavatam, when something happens in a person's life, there are 2 reasons. In karmic people, their lives going because of their karma. But for the devotees, Krishna will interfere and control. So Pandu was a great devotee. So Krishna desired. He wants to advance, he wants to have pastime, Mahabharata, all that. Correct? Krishna could have killed all the Kauravas within a moment on a battlefield. Why he wants Arjuna to kill? Correct? He would, because that's the desire. So it is mentioned Bhagavatam, when things happen in the life of a devotee, is because Krishna desired. So we can say the life of Kunti and Pandu, because Krishna desired, it happened that way. But the general system, like what's given in the text, correct? General system is given in the text. So for us, we have to follow the general system. But there will be some incident against the system. Correct? Ajamila was so sinful, he was meant to go to hell. At the time of death, he just chanted Narayana. Even that was not God's name. He called his son. But he was liberated. That's a special case. Okay? Oh, yeah. Mother question is how to become extremely chaste to husband. Mother question how to, honestly, I don't know. So, I think the best person to ask Mataji, explain Mataji. Okay, there are some wonderful Matajis in our movement. Wonderful Matajis. So, we can ask them how they've been chaste to their husband. And we also can read in scripture from the life story of chaste Matajis. One is Savitri. I just read the story of Savitri. Savitri was a princess, She left everything to stay in the heart with her husband. She was serving her husband. Devavati was a princess. She left everything to serve her Katamuni husband. So we can learn from their life, Mataji. And in Bhagavatam, Prabhupada mentioned, for a woman to be successful in our life, Prabhupada gave two reasons, two things. One, she has to be chaste. Second, she has to be loyal to her husband. That's all. Okay, two things Prabhupada mentioned. And for the husband, Bhagavad mentioned, the husband must be able to control the senses and the mind. And Prabhupada say is the ideal combination. So taking from the guidance by Prabhupada, wife had to be chaste and loyal to her husband. And I have read one place, when a wife serves her husband, the wife doesn't have to be pious, doesn't have to be anything, just faithfully serve the husband, the wife will go to minimum heavenly planet next life. Minimum. She will go to heaven. She just has to serve her husband. She doesn't have to be pious, she doesn't have to be bhakti, nothing. Just by serving the husband, minimum, she will go to heaven. That's why I read. So we can take guidance from the life of great Mata, ladies. Or we can talk to, there are so many Mataji in a movement who are wonderful Mataji, you can talk. Hare Krishna Mataji. Can I end here?
When Rama and Sita, they came to Anusuya, when they were traveling, they came to Anusuya, Atri Muni's ashram.
Okay.
Anusuya, Sati Anusuya.
It's okay.
Must have heard the name.
Yeah, I heard that, Prabhu.
So Anusuya tells Sita how to be a good wife.
Oh.
He gives full instructions.
They're wonderful. Is that in a Ramayana, Prabhu?
It's available, but I do not know exactly where to locate it. But this is a...
So we can Google Mati Pasta Atri Anusuya.
Sati Anusuya is not Sati. The well-known story. And Sita took instruction from her.
Yeah. So, you know who's the best couple? Husband, wife? When Bhagavatam says Bhavani and Shiva, not even Krishna and Radha. Never mention Radha and Krishna. Bhavani and Lord Shiva. Because Bhavani is so chaste and loyal to husband, and Lord Shiva is so much he can control his senses, mind. That's all. That's the criteria mentioned in Bhagavatam. Okay, Hare Krishna, can I end here? Thank you very much. La Prabhupada ki jai.
Just show me the two instances.